titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
You
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Oh, yes, we're here again. If you hear the popping and crackling, you're just going to have to deal with it. I heard some on the show last night. I didn't even listen to the show last night back, but I listened to the beginning. It was a little bit. Deal with it. Sunglasses, like Danny. Shout out to Danny Damage. He's back with us.
Good evening.
In a row. Look at that. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the days. I know what day it is. Look at this. I got a new shirt. Another new shirt. Banging them out. The dogs are barking. And then it has New York on the bottom. I didn't realize that. Or I wouldn't have gotten it. Because, Boston area. That's where we're from. New England and England, right? See? So
original.
We're the best. The OGs of this whole thing everybody calls America. So like and subscribe. Go to YouTube. Shout out to everybody on X. Shout out to all the white nationalists on Rumble. Shout out to them, right? Because, that's where everybody goes when they get nuked offline. They end up in Rumble with their Rumble rants and their things. Yep, it's hard times over there, brother. Like Truth Social. I'm sure Truth Social's all abuzz about the Dr. Huge show tonight and everything we're going to talk about. Movies, wrestling, who knows, maybe even the Orange Man himself. We were talking about something before we lead in. These conversations before, this goes for really everybody. Reezy, the sleaze, the regulars that come on the show. Our talks before and after the shows are sometimes better than the show. It's weird.
It's too spicy for some people, though. That's the problem.
That's true.
People need thicker skin.
Yep. I can just turn the whole filter off and go, yep. And we're probably being secretly recorded, and then the man's going to hold us to task in the future and go, look how bad these guys are, like the movie 1984, where they like make all the old people from our times in the future. They get on there and they start crying. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be tortured anymore. And you know what? I'm a real bad guy. So we're heading into those days. Philly sports pride. I know you know. See, there's all kinds of conspiratorial things we could talk about. Aliens, if we want. Do you even believe in it? Do you believe in aliens or ghosts, Danny? Go.
Yes and yes. I'm not one that's going to start. Well, let me elaborate. Aliens, no yeet for me, thank you. I'm full.
No.
To think that we're the only creatures in the whole universe that can sort of like pick up utensils and use them to eat, or to have opposable thumbs, or table manners, or just anything like. To think we're the most intelligent is just, it's a bit big-headed in my opinion. So yeah, I think there's going to have to be something else out there. Probably nothing similar to what we sort of think, but yeah, like I say, it's, the assumption that we're at the top is just a bit bullshitty for my liking. And with ghosts, maybe not in the traditional sense of what we sort of like see on television and that, but it's part of possibly something that we just don't understand yet. Again, we're not the smartest things in the universe. We're just the smartest things that we know about so far. So explaining to us how like post-death like works, it's like trying to explain algebra to a border collie. They're an intelligent breed, but they can't grasp, maths. It doesn't mean that we can sort of like understand everything either. So I'm open to it, but I'm not going to go around saying that Ghost Hunters TV program with all the close-ups and the nose bloody dribblings are like real or anything, because it's just dramatized.
That's one of my favorite ones, Ghost Hunters. I would watch that back in the day when it was like first hitting like sci-fi. I'd be, of course, when did it come out? Fridays, Saturdays, or whatever. I'd be watching it, of course, every week, folks. But the first time I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I was pissing my pants because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The
one we had here was called Most Haunted. That was our
Most Haunted. That's the same kind of, because that was like over the top goofy.
Yeah, where there's a bloke like with a sidekick imaginary ghost friend that he's talking to, who then talks to the other ghosts that they're going to visit, and yeah, that was pretty much the same, like our equivalent of that. So they give people a bad rep, but I do think there's things that we can't explain.
Wait, we're talking about Ghost Hunters, right? All right, maybe it was Ghost Adventures, because there's, we have a ton of them too here, and there's one that's over the top ridiculous. It might be Ghost Adventures or something. The one with Zach Baggins, I think that's his name. He like spikes his hair up and he's all like, he gets more jacked as the years go on every season, and more like he just looks, he looks like a douche, every season he gets more douchey because they're getting more money and everything. And it's so staged. But one of his buddies that did the show with him all the time, he, in a real life, his wife, now ex-wife, was plotting to kill him. And have him off by a hitman, and I guess the feds or somebody found out, and he almost became a ghost himself. How about that? See what I did there, folks? Wow. Yeet, of course. So have you ever experienced ghost things though?
I have, actually, but it was when I was a child and there was a group of us, so I don't know if we'd set each other off or if we did all see something, but there's where I live, nearby where I live, there's like an old manor, but they have its council sort of funded, so they let people go and look around and see the grounds. And one of the rooms was meant to be the room where a young girl was killed. That used to like be a lady of the manor, but then there was also a mill. We went into the mill, we went up small spiral staircase to the second floor. Everything was fine. We got to see just like an old-fashioned stone mill, down to the bottom of the stairs, and then as we got to the door to leave, we turned around to see the small spiral staircase where we had just come from, and there was a blue girl with a head in her hands, and like a group of us saw it.
Did she scream this?
Yeet!
Turn around
No,
and eat
she
it?
just stared at us, and we all just stared back.
Did she
like
disappear or anything?
Yes.
Hmm.
Once the girl started to scream and get very sort of like uncomfortable with what we saw, sort of like people were looking back and forth, and then it had gone. And yeah, but it was a really strange place and just like a really weird feeling all like the entire trip. Because what they had is they apparently had her skull in the wall of the main building, but then years and years ago they kept taking the skull out of the wall, and then every time they did that, things started happening and things started getting like knocked over or set on fire and things. So it could have just been somebody messing around and just wanting to be like, yeah, look, we've got a little famous sort of like ghost story in our village now, but it's quite a common occurrence that you'll hear about with like old manors and things like that. Like someone's remains were kept on site, and every time they were disturbed and moved, trouble happened. And then once they were put back, everything was fine. But yeah, we went into the girl's bedroom, and it was just a really weird sort of like feeling in there. So we could have just, like I say, we were kids. We were like maybe 10, 11. So we could have all just been psyched up to see something. We could have all worked each other up. It could just be like a little mini bit of mass psychosis or something like that. I don't know. But we all said to each other we saw the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of stories out there. They all can't be fake, you know? I mean, everybody seems to have a story. I mean, you have a UFO story too, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
Was it a UFO or more like an orb?
just strange lights that I don't know which it was, but it's just strange lights above the water that shouldn't be moving in the way that it wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a plane. But yeah, I live near the seaside, so get to sit on the cliffs and observe quite a bit.
My goodness, have you ever used a Ouija board?
No.
Yeah. Okay. They say they're fake, right? The Penn and Teller show. I seen that episode, and they said, "Oh, it's bullshit." I think that was actually the name of the show, Penn and Teller, call bullshit or something. And they said it was. But you know what? I say it might not be, even though I'm not like this big ghost. I'm not a real big ghost alien guy. I don't know. Plus, I've never seen anything or felt anything or anything like that. So it's a hard sell to me because it has to happen. I have to be involved in it somehow, you know? So other than all these stories, and then I know how stories can, not yours, of course, but a lot of these other ghost stories and alien stories and UFO stories can be just kind of easily debunked by just certain things that people aren't even aware of. You know, you could be like, you know, it could be anything. And that's why the government, when they say everything's a flare too, that's like, well, that's not true either. You know, like everything can't be. And of course, flares don't move like this. So, yep. I don't know. I'm on the fence with it, I guess. It's something, things are going on and something's happened. I don't know if it's necessarily spooky. It's spooky because we don't know what it is. But I'm sure maybe 100, 1,000 years in the future, if people are still around in some shape or form, we're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I think AI is going to get us closer to that epiphany sooner than later. Like, the bottom line, I guess, is we got to figure out what this reality is. Like, what is this? And people really only started asking that question like a decade ago, from what I've seen, at least, and putting it out there, you know, the simulation theories and all that stuff. And, I don't know, something's weird because the stuff lining up with the outer space stuff with NASA doesn't make any sense. The stuff that with the, you know, the people in power and their whole obsession with like basically consciousness and hiding elements of that through like occulting it, right? That's what the occult means, is to hide stuff and or have it be hidden. And yeah, I think they're just hiding a lot of this information of how reality works. Because if regular people get a hold of this and then can, they'll start manifesting stuff like pretty quickly, I'm guessing.
Would it? Yeah, It could be that, or we could just like shrivel up in fear, just being completely overwhelmed with the truth. Now, I'm not saying that is the case, because that's a very nice way for the government to be like, "Well, we did it for your own good, man. You know, just shut up about it and go with the flow." It could be something like that. I mean, look at smartphones; it's broken so many people. Look at the social experiment of 2020; it broke so many people. Just be, telling us to be locked in, and we just went along with it. So, part of me does believe that someone at some point was like, "Yeah, we can't let like Joe Public sort of like learn about this, because the mind would just be blown and they wouldn't get anything done. A lot of them would just fall into depression or confusion." But
I think they're worried about themselves.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, they're not concerned
yeah.
with us at all. So I think they would be like, they wouldn't worry about blowing our minds or anything like that. I think their main concern is letting loose of the control that they have over everybody
definitely.
else. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe these ghosts and these aliens and all these things, maybe they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Just like maybe we're a piece of it, and we can't figure this stuff out because we're again, who knows? Are we apes? Are we DNA things made up of from space peoples and stuff? Who knows? But I'm sure Roman Reigns does. Charlotte Flair, maybe. Cody Rhodes definitely knows. That's why he's got that huge podcast, right? Right,
I
Cody?
think huge, terrible tattoo that he taps, and
what
wisdom flows from it and educates us
Go
all.
fuck yourself!
Don't calm down, Cody Rhodes. He's getting so mad today. He's had enough of these people calling him out, saying he's going to turn heel and stuff. But did you hear about this? They may turn him heel at SummerSlam, and he's been wearing the Rock's glasses. He's been wearing the Rock's watch out to the ring. Are these signs that he's going to turn, or are they going to keep him babyface forever like John Cena, like they said subliminally to Dr. Huge?
They're probably going to turn him. It's the natural thing to do. You've had him as the big baby face that came back, and he was like, "Oh my god, he came back from AW and he's the hero," and the kids liked him, and they got to do the whoa as he comes in. But it's got a bit old now, and our attention span with like modern wrestling is just shorter and shorter. So yeah, give him time to be a heel. He's got a naturally unlikable face, in my opinion. Yeah, he's always had that bratty sort of attitude, just like Randy Orton used to do. So,
hey, the kids and the chicks seem to love him. I mean, look at this face. Look at that face, everybody. That's Cody Rhodes. And I'll never forget it. Some lady online, somebody posted this and goes, "I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is hot. This looks like he's crumbing inside me." It's like, whoa, it's hardcore, lady. Yeah, that's the Cody Rhodes face, everybody.
That face to me, that picture, I hate to use the reference, but it looks like it should be like part of Skibbity Toilet. It just
oh, he pops out of the toilet, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it should be attached to a toilet with that sort of like meme or video or song or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's all I think when I see that.
It's the shits.
That's right, Bret Hart. It is. So yeah, I mean, I don't see them going with a long, Cena for 20 years, good guy and all this, because that, could you imagine having to deal with these awful promos and the whole buttoned up situation? And somebody had him in an S tier of people in wrestling in the ring. S tier? Cody Rhodes. Kids, cut it out. I mean, I know it's pro wrestling and this is entertainment. You think these guys, Cody Rhodes is S tier in the ring? You out of your minds? You out of your undeveloped minds? Apparently you are. Because we're experts over here. We're old. And we've seen it all. And Cody Rhodes is, he's stiff, but not in the way that the wrestlers say. Like, he's stiff to me, like the way he moves. And does he have the dance down? Yep. But does it have like this, wow, this great rhythm to it and crazy athleticism? Nah.
He doesn't stand out in the ring.
No.
He's not terrible, like you say, and he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't wow people in that sort of way, I don't think.
Go fuck yourself!
Right. It's the truth. This is how we analyze. You know, same thing with LA Knight. I love LA Knight. And who was the other guy we were talking about the other night that wrestles like LA Knight?
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry. Yep. Yeah. All these guys are kind of the same to me as far as in the ring. Nobody's going to wow you. I mean, let's stick Randy Orton in that class. He may look the best and look the most athletic. But yeah, those matches go right in with the other one. They're very standard wrestling matches. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem is the environment in which these people are trying to sort of like stand out in the WWE ring, because it's just like all the lights and all the stadiums and all the adverts, and then you finally get your wrestling and it's like, yeah, we don't really care about this. Whereas if you look back and watch the early NWA stuff, the early rebooted stuff with LA Knight and Ricky Starks and people like that, they stood out because it was presented in a different way. So because that's on a smaller scale and you actually get to sort of like look at them a little bit closer, you can sort of like, they do stand out in a different way. Whereas in WWE, they just, so many people can just get lost in the lights.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yeah.
And Paladin's in the house. Shout out to Paladin. Look at this one. Look at this guy. This is how he ended up last night. Trick Williams on his back with his leg up in the air, looking like one of the MILFs I've been with lately. You understand what I'm saying? Making this kind of noise. Yep. That's what they all look like in the end, folks. So I don't know if you heard, Danny, but last night, The Undertaker came back. Where is he? There he is. The American Badass himself. On NXT of all places. So it was cool. I like to see it. It was, of course, what you would think. I was texting with the sleaze at the time, and he's like, oh, I'm going to miss it or whatever. I'm like, it's exactly what you think it would be. And he's like, what? A bunch of blah, 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 and chokeslam. I'm like, exactly. That's what it was. But it was still entertaining, still good. If you haven't seen it, everybody go check it out. Taker on NXT. You like that?
How long did it take him to get down to the ring? I know it's a shorter aisle in NXT, but...
Yeah, he didn't have his bike. You know, NXT's a little smaller arena there at the Full Sail place. And yeah, it seems like he's living there. He probably has a cot out back, like the old boxing coaches back in the day. And he came walking out there, and Trick Williams been disrespecting him for days. And now Taker showed up. Yep, gave him the blah, 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 and then chokeslammed him. So
yeah, as long as his physicality is sort of like limited and he's not going to start trying to take any bumps. Yeah, it's good that the Undertaker's involved. He's got a lot of knowledge to pass on. Like a lot of wrestlers that have been in the business for as long as he has, it's a difficult thing to give up. And if you can't get in the ring and do the big moves and get thrown around, but you still need that attention and that pop from the crowd to sort of like get the adrenaline going and enjoy your job, then yeah, it is nice for him to find something, I guess. But just yeah, as long as he's not going to injure himself or make it too much about him, which I don't think he will. He'll maybe be a bit modest and enjoy the teaching role, but we'll see.
I mean, he's taken over at LFG with his wife. He's all up in their business creatively now, which seems to be good. NXT's been good lately. I don't know if he's doing anything on the main roster. Probably not. But, I mean, Raw's been good the past couple of weeks. That kind of picked up. And the Seth Rollins story we got here still. People are still saying this is a work. He's on the crutches just like everybody expected. There was a photo of him and his daughter on crutches taken by the great and legendary The Man. And, you know, I think it could be something. This is my theory on it. He was already hurt. They knew it. Maybe it's a lingering issue. They set up this angle to give him time off before another big event, so they didn't have to use him really at all. and then they could have him surprise again. The rumor was that he was supposed to be it was a gimmick for somebody on crutches leading up in a fake injury. Fake, if you want to call it that. But again, he's Mr. Seth Rollins over here. So you got knee problems since day one was ish. So it's very believable. And if he actually does come out, even with all the rumors and people saying, yeah, it's probably going to happen, it will still pop the crowd because it's just something different. Like they've never, and they need to do something like this, the WWE, to try to match the bloodline. He's supposed to be the new bloodline with all the stuff around him, right? So what a better way to turn this into a movie deal with a big swerve coming up at a big event, and then it can now you can really get going with the Braun Breakers and Bronson and the whole thing. You still with us?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I've not seen a massive amount of this, so I don't have too much to say. But yeah, if they can, keeping people guessing with like whether stuff's a work or a shoot is really good. And they have been doing that quite a lot lately, which I think the last thing we remember was the R-Truth stuff where you thought he'd been sacked. But then he came back and everyone was like, oh, look at that. All these dirt sheets were reporting that it was real and it wasn't. So, yeah, you're right. There's a time and a place for getting all the spotlight and the attention. And if SummerSlam's around the corner, which it is, then it could just be all building towards that to make sure as many eyes are on it as possible.
Let's hope. We need Seth Rollins back. I mean, there's just so much going on with him. He's involved with everybody. I mean, CM Punk and Gunther I'll check it out, of course, but I'm not like super pumped for that. I still want CM Punk and Rollins to finish their stuff. And I know they've wrestled before, but this is like a long-standing feud that's going to be going on for some time. And I was hoping CM Punk, if he did get over on Gunther, that Rollins would be there. And who knows, maybe he still will. He'll still show up on crutches. Imagine he wins it on crutches. He's good enough to pin him, right?
Yeah. You think Gunther's going to drop the belt to Punk?
I'm thinking that was the storyline in the build up to this, because he was supposed to go over on LA Knight, and that seems true to me since how they've treated LA Knight after that match. He went into that gauntlet match and lost to Braun Breaker after Braun Breaker already beat like a guy or two. So that didn't make him look strong to me. And yeah, Rollins he was going to come in and he was going to steal it. SummerSlam. That's what he does. And then he laughs. That's like his main gimmick. He did it back in the day. He's got the briefcase again now. They might as well use it. Keep having these guys carry a briefcase for a year is the complete shits. Never ever do that.
It's the shits.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was all right for people that didn't have a gimmick before, or for just like newer people that didn't know what to do with themselves, but they knew but management knew that they wanted something to happen with them. But now it's just an expected thing every year, and then you do the women's tribute act version of it. It's just, oh yeah, this is just you selling shit on the Shop Zone website, isn't it? Just another prop to buy.
Here's another story. So Drew McIntyre, who I tried to get on the show, he's too busy for the Dr. Hughes show, but he'll go on the Paul show. I'm Paul's show. Drew McIntyre, how dare you? And then they're going to act all cringe in front of you and in front of the audience. That guy, Mike, his co-host on this Paul's show, he is the worst.
It's the shits.
So McIntyre starts talking. He cuts this clip. It's online. I can't even put it on. The YouTube police will come pick me up. But, he's talking his shit or whatever on the podcast. And then this Mike guy goes, he's like, he's almost as good as talking as we are. And Logan's like, yeah, man, he went to such and such school. You know, all his people prepped him on everything that Drew McIntyre does. And I'm just like cringed out to the max. I can't stand these guys. The Couch podcasts, and they're just kissing his ass. He can talk almost as good as us. You guys stink. You're not even known for podcasts. The reason you have a podcast is because you're friends with Logan Paul. All right? You guys have always been bad. My good friend Red Bar always makes fun of you guys. Because you're some of the worst people. You got scams going on, NFT house scams and crypto scams. You're getting all involved in my wrestling. Triple H is allowing all this because it makes a lot of money, right? Where are you, Triple H? Get on my screen. You come here when I call for you. Triple H! Triple! Here he comes. There he is. Come on, Triple H. I know that's a nice watch and a nice wad of cash, but we don't need these guys in our wrestling. It's our wrestling, right? Does he even know who Eddie Guerrero is? Probably not. Probably not. He does his 5-star splash, right? Or frog splash, or whatever that move was. I'm an expert too. But he probably doesn't even know who he is. Oh, Logan Paul, I would fight you in a boxing ring too. And Jake Paul at the same time. Both of you. That was a great joke, Shane Gillis, with Sugar Ray Leonard. He's like, watch out, Sugar. Jake Paul's going to want to fight you in 10 years. He's already like 80 years old. You know what I mean? So, yep. I can't stand all these phonies, these Drake stands, you know, like that generation. Like it reminds me of the same thing, like the Logan Paul, like YouTube kid come up people. Like, it remind me of the Drake people. It's all cringe. Everything, all this shit. Shit's been cringe for 13 years. I'm being nice too. 13, about 13 years. Shit's been cringe for that long. So long that like we got 20-year-olds out here thinking like this stuff isn't cringe. It is. What's wrong with people? Something has changed, Danny, right? I know it's the phones. I know it was the whole that coof thing that locked everybody up for years. But like how else is this happening? Like people are really different, and it's not in the good way.
The smartphones is like the big sort of like thing with it, because 15 minutes of fame before was sort of like, to me, an Englishman looking over at America, that was sort of like the stereotype. It's just you guys would see someone with a camera and just dive in front of it thinking it was like the national television network and that was going to be it now. You were going to be famous just because you'd got on there, and you'd be like, hi, Mum, and it was sort of like, it was a bit cute, and, you know, you didn't always take it so seriously. But now everyone's got that phone in the hand all the time and they can film themselves. They've got a captive audience on the internet. You just get narcissistic videos of people sat in the cars filming themselves, having conversations that none of the friends wanted to listen to, but they're just going to film it and record it anyway because they can. Or on an evening when a lass is doing like a makeup routine and she's playing mirror on the wall. That's all it looks like to me. It's like nobody else wanted to listen to your conversation. So you're going to film it anyway because you need to prove that you're the main character, and we're just going to put it on the internet so all the other people can just, you know, fluff you, and then you can fluff them, and it's just one big circle jerk of like, yeah, you're genuine, honest, and my love for you is genuine, and it isn't. People are the same with. I'm not saying Logan Paul and Jake Paul don't have any genuine friends. I obviously don't know them, but a lot of people will just pretend to be their friends because they want pulling up to fame, and they'll know that to a degree, and they've maybe used people, but this isn't new. Just look at bands, look at actors. People have done this, have behaved in this sort of way for as long as like fame has existed, but with the internet and smartphones, it's just escalates so quickly. It's just, yeah.
How about this? Logan Paul, let's be friends. I'll tell you exactly what you need to hear. I will not be a yes man or anything. Nope. All these other guys, this Mike guy you've been letting cling on to you for years. Yeah. That ain't it, pal. You know, it's just because they know you and you're like, oh, this guy's cool. He laughs at my jokes and things. Like, no. That's not how this works. You know, you got to have something to give. This guy he's not giving nothing. He would throw you in a wood chipper the first chance he got if he thought he could replace you. You understand? Not me. I don't want nothing. I want the clout that comes with it, right? Because I got 206 subscribers over here. He's got millions and millions. So if Triple H can do it, I can do it too. But I'm not gonna like go, oh yeah, yes, Mr. Paul. Anything you say, like that would be crazy. Imagine me doing that. I would never.
Maybe he needs that though. That's sadly what a lot of people in those positions are like. They intentionally surround themselves with yes men and women, and just it bolsters their ego or just plasters the fragile little ego and stops it from falling to pieces. Again, like I say, people in bands, people in music, people in film, things like that. Look at all like rappers with entourages. That's what a lot of they'll be doing is not just security, but not just physical security, but emotional security as well. Just it makes that person feel popular. Like, oh, look at all these people flocking around me. And it's like, no, they want a piece of the pie, or they want to get the feet under the table, or however you want to see it. People have ulterior motives, and yeah, like I say, it's always existed, but smartphones and social marketing / social media is just throwing petrol on that fire.
Do you remember the movie 15 Minutes? I want to say it's like an early 90s movie. It was a movie about, getting your 15 minutes of fame and doing wild things to get on camera. I believe that maybe there was some killer or something that started getting involved doing things so he can have his 15 minutes. But it's just like that to the extreme. So now there were people like that in real life, and now everybody's like that to an extent. That's especially the kids. The kids are like nuts with it now. I had that kid last night trying to troll me. I feel like it's a kid. The account was made in 2009, so he can't be too young, right? Yeah. What do you make the account when you're 13, say, in 2000? So this person's, but that's again what I'm talking about. These kids in their like early 20s, a lot of them are like, "Woo, nobody's home. The lights are on. Nobody's there."
Yeah. Yeah. Smartphone. Well, sorry. The other thing that sort of like got in the way with the smartphone and then exploded was reality TV. Reality TV combined with smartphones and social media, that was just like when people were like, oh my God, I can be famous, like even easier than before. In John Ronson's book, The Psychopath Test, there's a chapter in that called The Right Sort of Madness, which I reference quite a lot. And it's about, was it Jerry Springer? If it wasn't Jerry Springer specifically, it was a very similar show where one of the producers was coached on how to get different people onto the show. And what they would do is they'd say, oh, for insurance purposes, we just need to know what medication you're on, please. So the people would then say, I'm on this, this, and this. And they were asking that because they wanted the right sort of madness. They didn't want someone that was so dangerous that they were going to sort of like hurt other people or be like a proper threat. But they wanted people to be mad enough just to be entertaining and then to be able to like parrot messages and sort of like normalize not being completely there and being attention seeking and being narcissistic and camera hogging. And we've now got so many people that just behave in that way. But yeah, the chapter in the Psychopath Test sort of like shows and discusses how that was a bad idea because some people just got on television and went mad, and a couple of people like killed themselves and things like that. And it was a bit like, we maybe shouldn't have done that. And what was the other example I was going to use? What you were saying about people desperate for the 15 minutes of fame, it's the middle-aged lady in Requiem for a Dream. I don't know if you've seen that film.
I did a long time ago. Super depressing.
Yeah. It's all sort of like a similar theme, but she's the one that wanted to be on the game show. And it's like,
she wasn't the old lady?
Yeah, she was waiting her entire life to go onto this game show. And it was
she was in it.
Yeah, and it showed how sort of like broken she was just to have that 15 minutes of fame. And it's sort of like, it's a lot of people like that, sadly.
I know people do that watching my show all the time. They're like, if only I could call in or get on the show. And they have a mental breakdown, and then I'm like in their living room with them. And you are on the other side with your big dinosaur head in the background. It's just like tripping balls. Yep. It happens every time, at least once a week. So, all right, we talked about this. We talked about that. Super Brawl might be coming back. WCW name. I don't know if that's anything special if there's any special matches. It's just the name of a pay-per-view, guys. What's the big deal? But it's news. And how about this story we were talking about the other day with the OnlyFans? And Meltzer's out here talking about it. Where are you now, Meltzer? Now I gotta go find Meltzer. Meltzer, come here, boy. Where is he? Oh, I just had him on the screen too.
He's busy licking peanut butter off of something.
Yep. There he is.
Yeah,
we got Meltzer back. He's way too big. But yep, he was saying how this Elena Black, she was like, she's killing it on OnlyFans. And that was our reasoning last night. Like, why would she step away from wrestling if that wasn't working out? Apparently it is Mandy Rose style. And his take was, you know, why go book these gigs for, you know, $1,000 when you can like take a picture and probably make $1,000. So, yep. That's why she's stepping away, folks. Not mental health, more booty cheek spreading. That's my guess.
Like money, like $5 bills flying out from the ass crack.
And you know, whenever you hear this kind of news, we start to hear this noise. That's right. CM Punk to the rescue. Supposedly in the comment section, you know, I got your back. Anything you need, this and that. I got your back. Is that really good phrasing? Again, I don't believe anything on the internet. Maybe she didn't quit wrestling. Maybe that's just all made up. I'm thinking she did. I think that story's true, but I don't know about the CM Punk one, but somebody did report on it. So now I'm reporting on it. Take that, CM Punk. Yeah, and we talked about this yesterday too, but come on, CM Punk. It doesn't look good. I would be so mad if I was AJ Lee sitting home.
It's one thing if there's a group of you at the airport and you see like some guys going and like hassling some of the female talent and not leaving them alone, and then you go and stand in between them and like, come on lads, you know, bugger off, you've had your photograph or whatever. But when you're jumping into comments sections on the internet to play the White Knight, yeah, you're trying a bit hard in my opinion, and I think you're giving the game away a bit there. I don't want to sound like a cynic or a shit stirrer or anything like that, but maybe don't put yourself out there in that sort of a way because it makes you look a bit naughty.
It's just the CM Punk is cringe to me, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. Whatever. You know, I'd love to have you on the show someday, right? All this stuff. But again, who gives a shit anymore? Nobody seems to want, none of these famous guys want to come on now. I'll get all the legends on, but CM Punk, he'd be like, oh, I'm not going to talk to these marks. They're my they're fans of mine and stuff. I'd be like, oh. Boxing ring, CM Punk any day. You and the Pauls all at the same time. So
he doesn't seem like the sort that would actually enjoy coming onto something that people have very differing opinions to his. If he knew he was going to be filleted and just like propped up and cheered for like an hour or something, I'm sure he'd love that. But to have like proper serious conversations where someone's going to give him like some pushback, I don't think he's as fiery and thick-skinned as he thinks he is.
Plus, it'd be dangerous. We'd end up in court or something with him on the podcast, like with Colt Cabana. So maybe someday we'll figure it out. Have your people call my people, Punk. Have AJ Lee call me. I'm sure she's free. So anyway, let's switch it up a little bit. Enough of this wrestling stuff. We got Superman to talk about. That just came out recently. Neither one of us have seen it. You're still no yeet on this?
No yeet.
Yeah, a big fat no yeet. Sorry.
I'm yeet. Yeet. I heard he gets beat up for like 2 hours, but that kind of doesn't make sense. If you're Superman, you're supposed to be overpowered, and that's the reason why I don't really care for the character. But having him underpowered is worse, in my opinion. I don't need him to be maybe they're doing the babyface thing. They're having him get beat up so that he becomes superpowered in the future.
Yeah, he's making a comeback. That's you can't have him winning all the time. You've got to have him getting beat down a little just so he's got somewhere to come back to. Otherwise, he's a bully.
True. And then you got Fantastic Four coming out this week. Are you excited for that one?
No.
No eat on this one.
No.
It's just if you ask me a question about have you seen this live action so and so, I'm either going to give you an answer of yeah, I saw it, it was terrible, or no, I didn't watch it, it looks terrible. So they can't win either way. They should have never gone live action. I've said this before. If they'd have just gone animation and if we'd have started animating some of the series and some of the comics, by now we'd have some beautiful animation sort of like companies just killing it, and you'd have voice actors who sort of like have got famous or sort of semi-famous for dubbing other people's stuff from abroad. But instead it's just Hollywood's thing, and Hollywood just like, no, we're going to have it now and we're going to use it as a platform to promote Robert Downey Jr. coming back from all of his bad behavior that we don't talk about anymore. We'll push Ellen Page, we'll push the kid that was the Flash, and now they're pushing Pedro fucking weird, bloody creepy face, and it just seems so unnatural, and it's not for us. It's not for the people that love the comic books. It's for Disney and / Hollywood to just promote their toys, and that's what it is, and that's what we've just got to accept. But every time a new one comes out, people are like, yay, this director's going to like reinvent it, and it's going to be the one, and it's going to be this, and it's going to be that, and it's like, no, it's going to be fucking, I hate the word, but it's going to be slop. It's going to be more slop, because everything's slop now, and it's going to be selling theme park rides, it's going to be selling Happy Meals, it's going to be attemptedly selling Disney Plus subscriptions, and it's to promote their stuff, not to promote the stuff they've hijacked. I sound like a miserable old excuse me. I sound like a miserable old bastard. I understand that, but we've had 20 odd years of it now, and if you can't see this is the constant pattern, I don't know how you're going to like not see this. Everything they touch, they fuck up because they can't help change things.
I mean, it is in a bad way these days, these comic movies. Even they'll have a banger here and there, like that Spider-Man with the other two old Spider-Men coming back. That was like, that killed. But it's just, there's so much shit in between it. But this Fantastic Four, you don't think how about just the look alone? You don't think it looks good? I think this is the best looking this looks like the Fantastic Four, at least.
Yeah, the trailer was good, but when you've got all that money and all that material, who can't make a decent 90-second trailer? It's there shouldn't be an excuse for failing that sort of thing. The best, in my opinion, and this will make people think I don't know what I'm on about, but in my opinion, the best looking of the comic book films was that first Hulk film where they made it look like a comic book. All the transitions between the film itself might have been crap, and they might have picked an awful bit of story, but the way it was presented, with all the stories, with all the cells from the comic strip, and the transitions between scenes, to me, that was like, they've got this now. They've figured out who's coming to watch this stuff, because it's not too dissimilar from what they're used to seeing, or when someone's reading a comic, how they'll sort of perceive that in their head, just going from scene to scene. But then that lasted for one film, and they just make.
You had Blade 2 as well. You had the Blades, the first one at least, that kind of kicked it all off. To me, I remember when I first saw the trailer of the Blade movie and thinking to myself, about time, like having these comic book properties. Even when I was a kid, I'd be like, why aren't there movies of this? Like, you can't figure out how to do any of this. This is before CGI and all this, but we could have Jurassic Park, but then you try to do like the Fantastic Four a couple years after that, and you can't even release it because it's so bad. Do you know what I get, different productions and people behind these movies, but like this is the Marvel stuff was like a license to print money.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there as a kid going, any day now, right? Especially imagine if they came out with this stuff in the 90s and not the 2000s. How much even more insanely big it would have been.
Yeah. But Star Wars is the same. I say that all the time. It should have literally been just a money printing machine. but somehow it isn't. Lord of the Rings, same thing. Amazon's bought that for however many billions, and they ain't making that. They haven't made that back yet. But they keep fucking it up. If I think I sent you a snippet of it once, but there was a Japanese company, an anime company, did an X-Men series in 2011. That's beautiful. Just it's only about 8 episodes as well. But if they'd started doing sort of like things like that, I think it would have been much bigger. Spawn. I don't know if you've seen the live-action Spawn film, but there's a live-action one and an animated one, which they made pretty similar times, I believe, in the 90s. And that animated one is so much better.
Yeah,
so much better. And they do try and sort of like keep it quite similar from what I remember, but it doesn't compare. The live action ones just stands out in a bad way. Like it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right. It wasn't meant to be a live action thing. It was meant to be animated.
I think it was supposed to be live action. It just needs to be done right. Like if they just went by the comic and not like all the retro slang or whatever they use in the 60s and 70s, of course, update it like that, but have the same storyline and maybe put them in the same. I mean, especially when you got bangers, like people know like the, is it Claiborne that did the X-Men in the 80s? Like do a X-Men run, like all these X-Men movies, they could have like 6 movies, all probably based on one, like just, or a couple runs in the like the main X-Men stuff. You could do, do this with all the good stuff. They did it with Daredevil, I heard recently, one of his big storylines. It's like, and it took them like 25 years to do this. It took you 25 years to make the Fantastic Four look like the Fantastic Four. I mean, that right there is just, that seems like a win to me, but it's a little too late, especially if Invisible Woman ends up being the main character in this movie and the leader of the Fantastic Four. That's the shit.
It's the shits.
That doesn't make any sense. Again, follow the comic book and everything will be okay. You start straying away from it and doing things all Hollywood style. Oh, well, we'll have this lady run this and we'll have the daughter of this superhero take over. And that all stinks. Nobody wants it. Get it out of here. We've had enough of it. Everybody's had enough. We just won't watch anymore. It's like Danny's not excited for it. I'll watch it when it comes out, streaming DVDs, VHS or whatever. But as far as me going out of my way to go watch any of these movies anymore, they lost me a long time ago. Once I saw Captain Marvel, I didn't even see it. But once I saw that the trailer was coming out and that movie was coming out, I knew.
It's the shits.
I knew deep in my heart, in my soul, that was going to be the shits. And that was going to be the beginning of the downfall. And it was.
But that's where it should have like properly kicked off, because the degree of powers that she has was meant to sort of like be like, whoa, everyone else is going to have to really up the game now because Captain Marvel's turned up who can just fly and do this. And that should have been like where you like a new gear in everything. But like you just said, it was pretty much like mark the downfall of it, and then Endgame happened, and it's like, yeah, you've peaked now. And even with Endgame, not everybody was happy.
Endgame stunk.
I didn't mind. The thing that really fucked me off the most with the end credits, when it's like Robert Downey Jr. signing off, and it's like, fuck you. We've seen your name on the credits. We've looked at your stupid face for fucking 20 hours of these films. You don't need to have your own little fucking graphic at the end saying, I'm not working on this project anymore. I'm no longer going to be this character. Doesn't fucking matter. You are not the character. You borrowed it for a bit, but the character is the character, not you. You're not the main attraction, you prick. And then they all did the same thing when they were leaving, and it's like Black Widow left as well, but then she had a film afterwards, and that didn't do very well because people they tried to do too much, and they tried to load the plate too much, and it just fell over, and they've not been able to recover.
And then they screwed me because, during this whole Coof era and everybody getting back into collecting, I had already gotten back into it years before. So I was like hitting my stride. And of course, I picked up anything. I had a few Kang related comics. And I picked up a few others. I didn't break the bank or anything, but I got prepared. I'm like, this Kang stuff is going to take off. I got it before the movies and everything. And then they fired Kang because a white lady was chasing him around the city. Right. Oh, and he did things supposedly. I don't know. Again, I'm not there. And then you keep speaking on Robert Downey Jr., who's sleeping in children's beds, high off of drugs years ago. He's Iron Man. He's allowed to stick around. What about Kang? Huh? Jonathan Majors, where are you? Could it be because you don't look right?
Well, the kid that plays the Flash, he's fucking hell. He went on a right, but he's a right wrong un from what you can tell. It's just, but they still promote him, and yeah, they're like, this is who we've picked, and this is what we want to promote. So we're just going to keep pushing him and putting him in your bloody franchises. That, yeah, it just seems really obvious, just like AstroTurf, sort of like fake, just installation. And it's the same with the guy that's in Fantastic Four. All the talk about this like film seems to be about him and not so much the character. Then when they talk about the characters, they talk about Oh, sorry, I froze then. Sorry, I didn't know if that cut me off. It's like they're going with the female leader of the Fantastic Four, and they're going with the female Silver Surfer, which, yes, was a thing once, very, very, very briefly, but they've just picked this one because it's like diversity, and we need more female leaders and things.
No,
and it's
don't. This is kid stuff. This is generally boy and man stuff, and chicks. You think all the ladies out here are like, we can't wait for the Fantastic Four? No. And I know they keep trying to push and go, and you guys like this. You guys like this stuff, don't you? And the women generally like, no. I know there are some fans of it, of course, like anything. But no, this is primarily guy turf.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they didn't even need to change it anyway. Again, I'm not like a massive Fantastic Four fan or a Silver Surfer, just know little bits. But the Silver Surfer was used initially as like a critique on like the human race, because the Surfer would come and tell the Four, just be like, what are you guys doing with this planet, and how are you behaving like this? So he would already play that role and sort of like make people think about like, oh, are we the good guys? But they have to be like, no, it's that and my patriarchy. We have to stack both of those things. It's painful.
There's a guy online. He takes all like the patriarchy clips like that, or the girl power stuff from Marvel, like the past 10 years or whatever, and just push it all together. And you just watch these clip after clip after clip, and it's just like when you see it all at once, because it's just here. They jab you with it. Like just here's a message, here's another message, and then you won't see one or hear about one for a little bit, and then they hit in with another one. It's just like, oh, but all at once. Ooh, that's obnoxious.
Yeah, they think they're subtle. They think they're good writers. They're fucking not. They're not subtle at all. Because it's not even just, like I said, it's not even just Disney. It's not even just Marvel. Sorry, it's all of Disney. It's all of Star Wars. It's Doctor Who. It's just name franchise that they've just fucking ruined. Lord of the Rings, just like I say, they cost Amazon billions, and they'll be lucky to see that back.
Seems like horror's come back a bit over the years. There was a time in the 2000s, 2010s, it seemed pretty dead. But the past like 5 years or so, maybe even a little before that, yeah, a lot of horror fans out there, and like a lot of newer stuff too. But I haven't seen a whole lot lately. I still have to see that movie, Late Night with the Devil. And that came out a while back. I remember going, I need to see this. But it's like, again, it's on all these stupid streaming platforms. I got to find the right one. And then by the time I do that, I got to pay for it. And then I got to remember to end my subscription after I watch it. And it's just like, it's a whole thing. And then sometimes I don't remember. And then I'm like, wait, I'm paying for this now too. And I don't like the future, Danny. Somebody send me the DVD, Late Night with the Devil, right? VHS, please. Thank you. You know what I've been giving a try lately, and it's terrible. I wish I wanted to like it. I knew it was going to be bad, and it's worse than I thought it was going to be. Twisted Metal on Peacock.
Right.
It's the shits.
That show stinks. I'm halfway through it, so I'm finishing it. It's labeled as a comedy. I didn't even know that. I'm like, this is going to be like an action, goofy, whatever. But they really were like, nah, this is a comedy. I never laugh. I'm watching this. I don't laugh at anything. I'm fast forwarding things. there's a few goofy, like over the top things, like how like the bad guy cop in it, how he came to be. But yeah, it's so dumb. It's worse than what's that show on the Sci-Fi Channel? The Z show with the zombies. Z Nation.
Right.
It's like that, but even cornier. And man, you guys got another season coming out soon. That was the primary reason why I'm like, it must be decent at least if it's coming out with another season. Nope. It's a hard to watch. And they think they're funny on there, and they are not. So talking about other things that need writers. All of Hollywood needs writers, it looks like. Jeez.
Yeah, they get fucking lazy. Yeah, there's very few things that come out that make me go, oh, I really want to watch that. There's a couple of things. Have you seen was it Stan Against Evil with John C. McGinley, who was Dr. Cox from Scrubs? I keep meaning to watch that. That's meant to be quite good. But he's like a retiring sheriff, and he's getting replaced by some peppy, bloody young lass. But then just as he leaves and she comes in, like zombies or the undead start coming into town, and they have to like fight them off, and they have to team up together. But yeah, it's
watch it.
Yeah, Stan Against Evil. That's what it's called. But yeah, I think it's only like 2 or 3 seasons. I've been recommended that by a few friends.
I know what you've been watching lately. King's Court, right? With Titus O'Neil, the dating show, reality show.
I fucking hate reality TV. I hate reality TV. I hate watching people watching reality TV and commentating on it.
It's so good.
It's
so bad it's good. Like this King's Court, it's not good, by the way. I scrubbed through it and I watched it because, of course, he's in wrestling. Titus World Slide, everybody. He's on a dating show with 2 other men. Carlos Boozer, a basketball player from over here, well-known, good player as well. And then Tyson Beckford, a supermodel from like the 90s. And all these guys are like in their 50s, about mid-50s, and all the women are in their 30s, early 30s, late 30s. And yeah, it's just them basically macking it to these chicks. And things happen, right? But this first episode, nothing happened. And they're showing you down the line is when the women will start getting catty and that whole thing. But yeah, I love the sleaze take. The sleaze's take on Titus O'Neil. It's like, what does he do? He doesn't even do anything, you know? Because when he was on the show, he's like, I'm trying to impress the ladies. Like, my name's on a school and I do philanthropy and I'm, you know, I got charities here and there and there and blah, blah, blah. And the sleaze is like, yeah, but what is that? You know, like, I don't know. Shout out to Titus O'Neil. Again, you're welcome on the show. Tell us all about these charities. I'm sure it's great. But man, isn't that the greatest job ever? That you run charities and, you know, you go to dinners and dress up and bang hot chicks. I don't know, it seems like a pretty cool job to me. Off of wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems to be a company man. He'll do what he's told.
There's this one fly in my room. He just crawled on the camera. What? Oh my God. This is a part of the summer that I can't stand. Because I opened the window for a second earlier, and there's a fly in here already. Like that. Son of a bitch. And I'm like, I've been seeing him buzzing by, and I'm like, he's gonna crawl on that camera any minute. And he did it. Sorry, Danny. I started to cut you off. That was an emergency.
That's fine. Yeah, Titus is a good lad, isn't he? He does as he's told as a company man. If they tell him he needs to go and stand over there and promote this charity, he does it. He doesn't seem very threatening, despite being in like a combat sport program. So, yeah, he's a bit goofy and falls over a lot, but
it's just this show is so unnecessary. It's just like they make so many shows on these streaming platforms. It's like they just throw anything together, right? I mean, WWE's going to sign Impulsive when the Dr. Huge show is right here. Come on, Triple H. Give me some of that money so I can get this fly tape
Buy some fly spray. Finally, buy that can of fly spray.
But you know what's going to happen if I start swinging at this thing, because I almost started to like just get it out of here in the middle of the show. And I'm going to slap the camera off. I'm going to, I'm going to fuck everything up over here like the guy in Breaking Bad in his lab. So I got to restrain myself. Where is everybody tonight? It's Wednesday night, everybody. Are you guys all watching AEW or something? Because I didn't reach the retweets again. I asked for 20 again. 10 is too low. I'm not doing 10. 20, I think we got 5 or 6. Yeah, how about that? Take that, AEW. I'm not watching. Maybe I'll do this all night. My God.
Is it on yet? Has it already started?
Technically. You know how these shows work. They give you the first 5 minutes is like a review and vignettes and remember when this happened last week, and then fireworks. And AEW is a little different. Sometimes you hear the announcers and they go, here's wrestling, and then 2 guys are wrestling and you're like, oh, about what?
Yeah, they're already doing backflips before you've even seen them.
Yep, you join an AEW show and all of a sudden you just see Ambrose getting stabbed in the head with forks. It's the first act. They go, and here comes Ambrose to get stabbed in the head with forks. And he sprays all over the crowd and everybody screams. And then Edge goes into everybody's nightmares up in the top row where they fell asleep in the crowd. And he starts killing them in their sleep and throwing them off the the nosebleeds if they exist at an AEW crowd. Right? They can't because nobody goes to the shows. Get it, Danny? Yeah. I don't know. I'm running out of stuff, though. I'm running out of steam.
Well, I mean, look at that. Just, Moxley puts you to sleep, and then, Edge goes into your dreams and slowly kills you, finishes you off. I'm surprised they haven't had like a bring your own fork night for like the audience in AW, or
that's right.
Bring your own illegal weapon, like foreign object.
They should have Moxley, like one of the wrestlers that's fighting Moxley every week. They bring him around the front row and they hand out a bunch of metal forks to everybody, and they can all take a couple stabs at his face on top of his head, make him bleed even more. I'll give some to the kids, like little forks, like little baby forks.
But it's got to go somewhere. I mean, the last thing I saw Moxley doing was, I'm guessing it was the Texas Death Match with Paige. Where he was getting hanged, and he was like finally
I got the footage. Out. You want to see the footage? Here it is.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yep. Taking out just like that.
Where do you go after that? Sort of like,
Well, he had somebody this past week.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I forget who it was. Did the same thing to him. Yep. And then they had the tap. They almost forgot the tap, too. They were holding on too long. It's going to make Moxley look like a total doofus. And then, but he remembered. And he finally tapped out.
I'm going to guess the argument is, well, WWF did it with the Big Boss Man. And so because they did it that one time, that made it stand out. That just justifies AW now doing it like back-to-back weeks. Yeah.
Liv, we're waiting on you to return, Liv, from the grave. Shout out to you, Liv Morgan. Shout out to who we got to shout out some more people. Theo Huxtable.
Rest in peace.
Liv Morgan.
Rest in peace.
And Ozzy Osbourne.
Rest in peace.
Yep, all of them. Out of action, at least until part 9. They always come back, folks. Always. Yep.
How long have they said Morgan's out for?
You know what? I don't know.
Not that I'm like massively looking forward to her coming back or anything, but she's on the screen, so I'll make conversation.
Yeah. I'm going to say tomorrow. Come back tomorrow, Lev. I'm a doctor. I know these things. I know everything. Let's check some more things on the screen here. Hold on. Back to this screen, I said. Thank you. The American Badass here. So that happened. How about this? You'll like this. This was something that was cool.
What?
There's Tony. Oh, we can watch Tony. We can watch this video and comment on it.
Oh, what is...
Hold on. Let me make this big. That's what she said.
He must...
Dynamite. We're here in Chicago.
Yeah, go ahead.
He must know what he looks like. Like how he comes up across. Look at him. He looks like someone from Jim Henson's fucking workshop.
He looks like a nice man. That's what I say.
It looks like his mum didn't have much time to fucking dress him this morning.
So mean.
Look at him. Look at the state of him, for Christ.
Chicago's one of the home cities of AEW, one of the first AEW shows ever here. AEW All Out was here. That was before we even started doing Wednesday Night Dynamite. Now we've done over 300 episodes of Wednesday Night.
All right, so now he's just spitting facts, right? We did this, we did that. There's the number. Here's another number.
Dynamite. And we are back in the Windy City, Chicago tonight. We're about 6 hours away, just under 6 hours away from Dynamite kicking off. We're here in Chicago, Illinois. I'm at my home. It's my family's home. It's one of the great things about being in Chicago.
You want to say something about this?
No, I'll keep him going.
We talk about the art of professional wrestling, but the real art is art. And I'm here in front of Renoir's portrait of Pierre Renoir in a sailor suit. You may have seen...
More than your house, folks.
The print of this, you may have seen the photo online at various points. This is the original portrait. My father's a great art collector. My parents collect art, and my sister and I were lucky to grow up around some of the greatest art. And being here in Chicago, I just wanted to show you my home before I head off to work. This is the original Renoir, and of course, this is Chicago, Illinois. This is my home. And taking a walk here.
Oh my God, it's not ended.
Oh, this thing goes on. This is alive. This is not a video. This is alive.
7 minutes.
Hold on. I got him.
Nice
got him,
one.
folks.
Victory.
Hold on. I would show him, but he's stuck to something.
Is this real life? This is a bit, surely. I don't get how this isn't a bit.
Let's make it big. Like Daniel's son, folks. Come on. It's not it. It's better. Got him. Fuck out of here. Never come in my house again. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off with these things. I'm telling you, I get so distracted easily, especially with these flies and this guy on the screen.
It's fine. Like I said, I don't get how this isn't like a bit. This is just, it's like a sketch. He's just, what a grounded, relatable everyman that Tony Khan is. Just showing us his expensive paintings, and yeah, he's just one of us, isn't he? He's just like all of us.
Yeah, that's a weird way to start off, right? To be that relatable, and then, or to try to be, I guess, maybe he's not trying to be relatable.
In his head, he is. In his head, he is. He thinks that's what everybody would do. Would be like, oh, look at the big, famous, fancy, expensive painting I've got on my wall. You've all got one, haven't you? And it's like, no, man, I got a signature of someone at an airport that I've like put in a plastic wrapper and stuck on the wall. That's what I've got. I've got a figure up there that I bought from Jim Cornette with Jim Cornette's signature on, even though he fucking blocks me. But you know. That's what I've got. I don't have a big fancy painting that's worth however much because my parents are art collectors.
A great spot to talk, heading to my father's office.
That's a house. That's a house? I thought that looks like an office building almost, like a fancy hotel or something. He's in the hallway right now. Holy shit. Yeah, he's flexing. This is all a flex, right? It is.
But he thinks
Turn in
thinks
some
he's
lights.
charming with it. He doesn't realize how he comes off with it. It's just, look at my toys. What toys have you got? Oh, yeah.
I just seen people in this chat too, or in the comments. There was no way to chat on this, which I found weird as well. But in the comments, people were just like, "Can I have some money?"
On. And this is Marc Chagall. This is a Marc Chagall portrait, an original Marc Chagall. A lot of great Marc Chagall paintings involve the sun, and here's the sun. Champions of AEW will both be fighting tonight. Hangman Page taking on Wheeler Yuta, and a man who was bloody Yuta. Great stars in Athena. 8 p.m. here in Chicago, 8 p.m. Eastern. You get on the day of the show. I think they do very, very well. Of course, we've got some big stuff we've already announced, but I'm going to be making more match announcements throughout the day. I won't have this kind of decor, although I will be in another beautiful historic place in Chicago. In minutes from now, I'll be at the Aragon Ballroom. It's a venue that's almost 100 years old, I believe, after my, but less. And if you're watching this at night, the show might be on now. By the way. So don't miss Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight. Making match announcements at the dinner table. This, even if you don't watch wrestling, hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of the world's beautiful art and Central Time Zone. Thank you for visiting with me, and see you tonight on.
Okay, so maybe this is a way for him to show like people you want to partner up with, like advertising wise, or big companies and other rich people and rich kids and stuff. And he's like, listen, in a way, this is for them, like showing them, listen, I know I'm asking you to watch my big toy that I got, but look at all this art, and look at my family, and look what we got. You should want to get involved with us and with what I got going on. That's what I get out of this.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, but it's almost like he's embarrassed about the wrestling bit with that whole, oh, even if you don't watch wrestling, it's like, but look, I'm a serious businessman. I might be involved with this silly wrestling thing, but look, we're dealing big money. We've got one of these paintings and we've got one of those paintings, and look at the size of the property we're on, and we're just going to swagger around to my dad's little office, which is like the size of a fucking football pitch, with his glasses not on straight and like a terrible haircut and the greatest shave.
I love you, Tony Khan. Danny hates you. The sleaze hates you. I'll take a job anytime.
I don't hate him. It's not hate. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. We've said this before. We were promised a sports-based presentation, and instead we've got a fucking muppet with glasses 4 sizes too big, a suit 7 sizes too big, and you're just a bumbling idiot. That's all you are, Tony Khan. I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you. I don't go out of my way to hurt your feelings, but I'm just saying what I say, and that's embarrassing. 7 minutes of that. Just go back to writing your fucking painful tweets.
Well, he still does those too, but it's very. He should go back to being crazy. Remember when he was going wild for a while? I like that so much more. Instead of come on, watch my show, and now it'll be great and blah blah blah. That's just very whatever. This is pro wrestling. You got to jazz it up a little bit. Hey, if people hate it, good. So here, check this out. This is what I was talking about. You're gonna like this. Ethan Page throws the North American title out of the ring. Didn't even throw it away. Threw it out of the ring, and then showed off the new Canadian title. I mean, Canadian version of that. It's going to be the same thing. But there are people online. They hated this. They were really mad about this, some people. And I'm just like laughing about, I think it would make all the sense in the world. It's a great idea, first of all. But no, when an American has it, he wears an American branded title like this. Mexico, same deal. And if you're from another country, the maroon is already a mixture of all them colors anyway, of all them different flags, and turns maroon pretty close to it, especially with the blue and the green. And I'm an artist, everybody. I get it. And give them the regular North American title with maybe some side plates of what or no side plates. This is a North American title. So if you're not from one of these 3 countries, you get the maroon belt, which is kind of the shits. But hey, it's classic. What do you think of that idea? And what do you think of this whole gimmick? He's killing it right now.
Yeah, no, I like Ethan Page. I've liked him since I saw him in TNA a few years ago during the social experiment of 2020. Him and Josh, what's his face, were a really good tag team. I forgot
Alexander.
Alex, that's the one. Yeah.
Yep.
They worked together really well, and it was just a nice chalk and cheese tag team. Like Alexander just being there, like grinding the fuck out of people, while Page was on the ring apron just mocking the crowd and just winding people up, and they did work really well. And yeah, Page knows how to aggravate people. He's really good at that. So yeah, the North American title is that maroony thing. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I don't think it looks very nice.
Not a great looking belt. I mean, it's okay. It's different, right? And people
Definitely
will
different.
And again, you can still keep it around in the way I'm pitching this, but definitely, I mean, since most of the people are probably going to be American holding this belt, you're going to have some Latinos, I'm sure, and a bunch of Canadians that are over here wrestling, that it'll always be very colorful, at least at times. But, here, I got another video. Did you see this one? I'm sure the whole world saw this. This is one of the most important guys in all wrestling. And I can play this video, YouTube. You can't stop me.
His mouth, running his mouth.
Yep.
Talking about a whole bunch of stuff that he just don't understand, you know? I told myself, man, we can keep doing this. We can just keep going out. We can brawl every single week. But these boys think they're the future. And the only way to really become the future, become who you think you are, is by capturing the moment.
All right, this stinks already. I didn't hear this. I seen this the other day, and I'm like, I don't need this. You know, it's Roman Reigns talking shit is really not. He's not the best at it. But man, Roman, listen to this last line because it's just like, come on, man.
The way to really become the future, become who you think you are, is by capturing the moment.
And the head that you go doobie like this, and look, you know, this is like some influencer type shit. I don't believe this, Roman Reigns. What are you doing? All right, I'm gonna let him continue.
And you can't do that only on Mondays now. You got to do it at the big PLEs. You got to do it at the Summer Slams, at the Royal Rumbles, at the Manias. That's how I've made my career. That's how I've made my living. And sees that none of us are in title matches. We don't really have much going on, so I'm going to go ahead and extend the offer. If main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Man himself, would trust me one last time. I loved it last night. I love standing shoulder to shoulder, taking on anybody. I love doing that with my family. If he'll trust me and accept this challenge with me, I say we take on the Bronze.
Yep, got it. So, of course, Jey Uso came out today, and he was like, yeet! I need something to do, SummerSlam. I like to make money. Yeet! I like to yeet. And Roman Reigns yeeted with him after Raw the other night. And this Roman Reigns, he yeets like Mike Tyson does crotch chops. It's terrible.
It's the shits.
So, there's some news there. Are you looking forward to that match, Danny?
No. Less is more with Roman. I've said this before. You can sort of like cut some good promos, but just a lot of the Bloodline guys, they try and be like The Rock was in the Nation of Domination sort of days, and a little bit after that, but they just rock cosplay, and it doesn't come off very well, especially the longer they go on, because Roman ends up saying suffering succotash, or just doing too much of this, and the Usos are guilty of it as well. They've tried to like ham it up, and is it Jimmy or Jay? I'm sure it's Jay. Jay does the Rock's spitting in the hand, and
Jay does it a lot. He did it twice the other night.
Yeah, it's just do your own thing, guys.
Have you ever heard of this? What's her name? Trisha Paytas. Who the hell is Trisha Paytas? She keeps popping up on my feed. She had a baby, and I'm supposed to know about it. Like everybody knows who this is. She named the baby Aquaman. What? That's all I got for you. That's all I know about her. People seem to know who she is, and she had a baby, and it's named
Someone
Aquaman.
named the baby Aquaman.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. You gotta love people, man. These days, especially, there's some of the best. Again, everything's changed recently. Feels like we're in a whole nother dimension. Have you heard that trend of Gen Z people that just stare? I didn't know nothing about this.
Oh, yeah, it's just...
Is it made up? But people say it's real. Oh.
It's the... Who is it? It's just... There's one of the GIFs that people use is the Justin Timberlake just like blank stare where it just like the camera pulls out and it just slowly goes. And that's all it is. It's just a vacant expression, but they're just trying to like repackage it of like, oh, this generation's got their sort of like iconic look because they're blank faced because they don't want to engage with you or whatever. And yeah, some of them do it, but I know plenty that don't. And
yeah, again, that's just adding to the weirdness. Like just seeing people, especially the Gen Z or some of them, be like, no, this is because we don't want to deal with we deem highs and goodbyes and pleasantries and everything else is old fashioned and we don't do that. And it's like, so you just going to look at each other like a bunch of fucking, like we are in 1984. Again, like that book is like predicting so much stuff, like these lifeless husks of human beings out here. It's like, is anything going on in there? Hello.
It's not even like an organic thing. It's something that's been pushed, in my opinion. I've used the phrase astroturf a couple of times on this episode already, but it just, to me, it seems like an astroturf thing where it's like, we suggest you all behave like this. And they did the ice bucket challenge, which in my opinion was like let's see how many people do this, but just because we've told them to do it. And as long as you say to people, oh, if you don't do it, we're going to out you as like being anti-charity or whatever it was, because you had to be like, I'm doing it for this charity and I nominate so-and-so. And if you don't do it now I've nominated you, then now you look like a prick. But yeah, there was the Ice Bucket Challenge, which then turned into the Tide Pod Challenge, where people were eating the fucking detergent tabs. And now they have to put warnings on it saying, do not eat these detergent tab things. And it's just, to me, it's like a fucking IQ test. And it was just see how quickly these trends can go around and how quickly they can be installed and how fast people will run with them. But
how about this trend? I found out about this one the other day. A bunch of little kids and young kids are wearing ski masks and kicking in people's doors and going into convenience stores and trying to intimidate people. And it's like, you're going to get killed.
Yeah.
You're going to get, what are you doing? I seen this one where this kid goes into a convenience store and like throws the chips over the counter, like pick them up, and is just acting as rude as possible. And the store owner's just like, whatever. And the kid, and he's just like, get out of here. You know, it's like, but it's like, where are all the parents? Where are all these parents?
They're doing this with the phones. And they can't hear the kid because it's doing something else and it's somebody else's problem now. So they're happy.
Wearing a ski mask and pretending to stick up a store. That's I mean,
like you say, they're gonna get hurt or worse.
Yep. These are your kids, people. It's not mine. Mine are fine. They're doing great with the 82 viewers we have right now all over the interwebs. They're going to eat great tonight after this broadcast. But I think we said it all, Danny. I'm going to go not watch AEW. And if you want to, hey, everybody, if you don't follow me on Twitch, get following me on Twitch. I'm going to stream more on there. Just individual games. TikTok won't even let me stream games. It won't let me stream the show anymore either. Again, that's cool. But I mean, they won't even let me get on there stream a game. It's like, I can't play 7 Days to Die. It's too scary. I can't play Tekken. They kick people in the face. I can't play, what do I get to play? Like Fall Guys? Some kid game or something? Is that all I get to play? Anyway.
You need to get a bikini and a paddling pole and a hose pipe, and that's what Twitch like, apparently.
I can't. TikTok, the amount of times they've been suspending me for nothing. Well, one, they say it's misinformation the first time. This time they didn't send me an alert or anything. They just stopped it. And I'm like, so I can't appeal this? There's no way to appeal that. They didn't even send me a thing that I was suspended. I just can't. When I try to go on my restream with it, they're like, nope. Try again tomorrow. And then I try again tomorrow. And then I do that whole thing I did for the past 4 or 5 months. But yeah, TikTok. And then they'll go, your misinformation. And then I'll be watching all these videos about the most misinformed shit you'll ever see in your life. I mean, obvious scams, obvious lies. Everybody in the comments section even calls it out. But I'm misinformation. Got it. Talking about wrestling mainly. Crazy.
Yeah, well, we've said before, if you can lie about stuff as long as it's a lie they want to sort of like push, but if you tell the truth about something they want you to be quiet about, then they'll silence you, they'll get rid of you, and they'll just find a way to do it.
Yep. Like this lie.
I'm not gay no more.
I'm not. Promise.
I'm not gay.
Okay. All right. I think that does it. And we are coming back. We will be here Saturday like we are every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST, normal people time. You all know that time, wherever you're from. Danny knows that time. The people on the West Coast of America know that time. It's New York time, right? Big dog. The big dogs bark in New York, apparently. That's what it says in my shirt. Braun Breaker shirt. Now I'm officially cool with everybody. They're all going to subscribe. They're all going to watch and click the link here. And, tell them where to find you, Danny.
DannyDamage.co.uk, @BluntDamage on Twitter. Yeah, come and say to me, did you see that live action version of so-and-so? And I will say either, yeah, it was crap, or no, I didn't, it looked crap, so I didn't bother watching it. And that's pretty much the answer you're going to get with all of them.
Oh, even Deadpool.
Which one? Actually, just, yeah, I'm just going to say yes.
You didn't like it? Oh, you didn't see it?
Didn't see it, it just looked shit. It's just, yeah, I'm sorry, just Ryan Reynolds, you're not as cute as you think you are, I'm afraid. I don't mean like sexually cute. I mean,
I'm not gay no more.
Okay, yeah, not anymore, Danny. No more.
I meant personality-wise.
Right.
But, yeah. I have a theory that Ryan Reynolds has stolen all of Jason Lee's gigs. You look at every role that Ryan Reynolds has done since the third Blade film, and in my opinion, Jason Lee would have done those roles just as good, if not better. But then, just because it's Burt Reynolds' kid, Jason Lee gets nudged aside. They're both very similar actors. They both do very similar roles.
Wow.
Jason Lee just has not really done much in all this time. And he was on the rise when he did My Name is Earl. That was sort of like quite a big thing. And I thought, he's breaking through into like the mainstream. And he did Alvin and the Chipmunks. And I think that was it. For like,
did you know Ryan Reynolds started off as a Jim Carrey impersonator?
No, I didn't know that actually.
He's got a whole weird ass backstory where that's like how his career, like he got into Hollywood, and he was, like you said, he's related to famous people, right? And he super rich people, so he always had money anyway. And it's almost like he adopts people's personalities or something in a weird, crazy way. Go look it up. There's like some kind of documentary on YouTube. I seen it in passing one time, and I watched some of it, and I'm like, this is kind of crazy.
Did you? Sorry, just on that topic. Did you see the Andy Kaufman and Jim Carrey?
Oh, a long time ago. Oh, not the documentary. No.
When he did when Jim Carrey did Man on the Moon, he sort of like took on Kaufman's personality in like a bit of an extreme way. I think the documentary just like Andy and Jim or something like that. But it's on Netflix, I think. You can maybe find it somewhere else. But yeah, it's just quite interesting how like Jim Carrey like properly threw himself into the role, where he even sort of like had Kaufman's parents like convinced that Kaufman's soul was like in Carrey for a bit. It was, it's weird, but just it sort of like shows how actors just throw themselves away and just completely embrace pretending to be someone else like full time, not just while the camera's rolling.
Like that guy?
Yeah.
Or this guy? No, he's the American badass now, guys. The Undertaker retired. He went back to Death Valley or wherever to settle down with his wife, Sarah. That Sarah tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the badass. He's got Michelle McCool. So he's all set. All right. We did it, guys. Again, 2 days in a row. Killing it right now. See you Saturday. Everybody on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.